The real secret to hiring the best people is an attraction. Before you can hire the best people, you first need to attract the best people into your prospecting funnel. So if you're a hiring manager, business owner, entrepreneur, or director of human resources, I'm certain that your aim is to hire the best people. But before you can hire them, you first need to attract them. Before you can attract them, you need to know what they're already attracted to. And in this video, I'm going to give you 5 steps to attracting A players and repelling the C players. The best people don't care about titles or positions. I thought it was money, but after interviewing hundreds of people, the number one thing I discovered they all cared about the most was transformation through learning, education, and growth. Number 2 was fun. They all wanted to work at a place they loved and wanted to be at. Number 3 was money. Number 4 was doing something to change the world, save the planet. When you change your job postings to reflect these points, you'll have more A players knocking at your door than you can handle. Problem is, most job postings contain a ridiculous list of requirements that repel the best people and attract the worst. Harvard Business Review recently did a study where they found that 80% of job candidates won't even apply to jobs where they don't meet 100% of the requirements in the description. You might think you're weeding out job candidates with specific requirements, but you're probably repelling some of the very best people, and instead you're attracting the worst. So let's get on to those 5 steps to writing an attractive job proposition. First step, title your posting with an industry standard position title that is going to resonate with prospective candidates. Avoid those cutesy titles like marketing ninja or happiness advocate. I mean, those titles don't have any meaning outside of your company, and there's no place for them in the real world. And it makes it harder for prospective candidates to know what the job position is all about. So in step 2, this is where we capture their interest. We need to know what they want before we can capture their interest. And the question that we need to be answering for them in step 2 is, what's in it for me? Because that's what our prospective candidate is thinking. As they're reading through your job description or your job posting, they're always thinking, what's in it for me? Do you ever remember those Army TV commercials, which are really just a glorified job description? They always show recruits in action, maintaining jets, flying helicopters, or supporting worldwide missions. They're allowing you to visualize yourself in the Army, to see if that's for you or not. And they're either attracting you or they're pushing you away. And the message is clear. If this exciting adventure appeals to you, then the next step is to have a conversation with an Army recruiter. So this is the same type of messaging that you want in step 2 of your job posting. So you have to think back, what do high performers or stars or A players really want? I mean, the first thing is they want to take pride in their work. They want to be challenged. They want to grow and be recognized for their work. They want to work with people who are better than they are. They want job stability and life balance. And they want a compelling mission. Now that you know what A players are looking for in a job opportunity, make sure to include these elements in your job posting. Now let's move on to step 3, the what we do section. This section of your job proposition is where you talk about what your company is passionate about. This is where you share your excitement and enthusiasm about what you do and why you're the best. I mean, you are selling a job proposition to a prospect. And selling is nothing more than a transfer of emotion. And you want them to feel what you feel. You want candidates to feel the way that you do about your company so that they'll feel a sense of belonging and want to join your company. You could also have a very simple video that describes what we do and further expresses your passion for what you do and why you do it. This will even go farther to attracting A players. Next step, number 4, the proposition description. This is where you describe what you want to hire someone for. And you want to describe the position in the second person using the word you as much as you possibly can. This allows prospective candidates to visualize and see themselves in the role. For example, when they can see themselves in the role, your job posting is attracting them. And when they don't see themselves in the role, your job posting is pushing them away. It's discouraging them from applying because you want your job posting to attract the best people, but you also want it to simultaneously repel the C players, the people that you don't want to waste your time with. A players love to be challenged. They love accountabilities. So you want to describe what the daily accountabilities are for this role. What are they going to be held responsible for? Now, on the other hand, C players, when you start telling them that they're going to be held accountable for something, that they're actually going to have to work and they're going to have to produce results, this repels them and they don't even bother applying to your job position. So your job posting is doing double duty. It's pulling in the A players, attracting the best people, and it's simultaneously pushing away all the C players, the people that we don't want to waste our time with. So the next thing you want to do in step 4 is describe the position. You want to give prospects a feeling for the type of work that they'll be doing. The questions that you need to ask yourself and answer for them are, what is the project or product and what will they be doing? What will their day look like? Will they lead, design, manage projects? Will they create new products or maintain existing ones? The next thing you want to do is require experience without actually requiring experience so that people feel included or they automatically exclude themselves. So you might want to talk about things that someone might have already done in a previous role. And you would just basically say, you have done these kinds of things, you have done these kinds of things, blah, 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 blah. So you want to give them examples of things that you have assumed that they've already done. This will allow them to either feel included or excluded. So when you say, you have already designed these kinds of software programs, you have already worked on these kinds of projects, they're going to feel included. And when they haven't done these kinds of things, they're basically excluding themselves and they won't apply. Thus, they won't clog up your prospecting funnel. And now let's move on to step 5, where we close our job posting. This is where we use a call to action, where we tell them what we want them to do next. First, we'll summarize everything about the job position, what we're looking for, what we expect from them, and then we'll tell them what we want them to do next. And that could simply be sending in a resume, that could be filling out a form, that could be filling out an application, whatever you want them to do next. One of the best ways I like to close out a job posting is to simply say, if you would like to go deeper and have a confidential conversation, please send us your resume. And I like to have them send it to a real person. I don't like it to go to just, HR, at donot.reply.com or something like that, just some dead hole email address. You want to use a real email address because you're trying to attract stars. You're trying to attract A players. And you want to give them a feeling that there's a real person behind this job posting. You want to connect with them, and adding a real email address just adds a level of warmth instead of that black hole HR kind of email address. Now, I like to use an optional closing statement and give those A players a chance to shine early on. And I might simply say, if this position sounds like it is the perfect thing for you, we want to hear from you first. If that's the case, please send me 3 simple sentences of why you think this position is the best and what you have to offer and what kind of contributions can you make towards that. Send that to me personally so that I can review that and we can get you interviewed as one of the first people. Now, I love using that statement because, like I said, it gives stars a chance to shine early. And it's either going to further attract and pull people in, the right people, or it's going to repel the wrong people, because I only want the best people in my prospecting funnel. If it gets filled up with a whole bunch of people who are kind of uncertain as to whether they want the job, then that makes my job a lot harder on the back end, because now I have to call all these people. I have to look at all these resumes. I don't want to waste my time on anybody who isn't 100% interested in what I'm doing. I'm not interested in tire kickers. I only want to work with the best people. So there you have it, 5 easy steps to writing a job posting that is guaranteed to attract A players and repel C players. Now, I have a lot of examples of how to craft these statements, and I published them in my new book called The 7 Master Steps to Hiring A Players. So head on over to thesimplehiringsystem.com, and I'll put a link for that below, and download this book, and it will give you a whole bunch of examples and walk you through in a lot more detail than I can in this video. So that is all I have for you today. Now you have everything you need to attract and hire the very best people into your company. Take care. We'll see you next time.